Alright, shalom, shalom. This is Brother Mawad coming to you again on the highways and the byways, bringing out this gospel to edify the hopefully elect of Yasharala Israel, so-called blacks, the Americans, and Latinos, whose seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The 1 to 2/3 of our people, after the great destruction of the Lord, Yahweh Shimei Shai, who the word ignorantly called God and Jesus, is going to bring upon great Babylon, America, as well as the other nations on this earth. And it's always a pleasure to let Esau and Edomite, the so-called white man, know that your end is near. The Lord is going to send his only begotten son, the Mashiach, to put you in your place, which is going to be hardcore, brutal slavery. Before we get started, let's learn these, give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to teachers, elders, and apostles of great millstone, likewise, brothers, spin of the truth. Faithfully, fearlessly feeding the sheep and do brothers and sisters tuning in, shalom. And as always, you got to deal with the elements. You know, it's just never a good time. You know, incredibly windy, but I didn't want to do, it's incredibly windy again, but I didn't want to do another indoor. The pollens and the dust isn't blowing so hard today, so bringing it out on the highway and the byway so that people can see the teachers, okay? But it's just how it is. So let's talk for a minute here about what's going on right now. Okay, there was no peace deal in the Middle East as far as with Iran and the United States or Great Babylon, America talking. And that's not a surprise. The only peace on this earth is going to be when the Mashiach returns. Keep in mind, what did he say? Think not, I come to bring peace, but I come to bring the sword. In fact, let's go into the scriptures and actually look at that verse, okay? Because when you have a caveman that's unreasonable, okay, unethical, okay, unrighteous, trying to dictate to these nations of what they're going to do, which is going to please them, it's not going to go right. This man's ways is always grievous. He's not doing anything for the benefit of anybody. All right? And right now you have these nations that are saying, you know what? Screw you, man. Fuck you. Okay, we're not going to bow down to you because it makes no difference. When you look at the nations that bow down to the United States, okay, or Great Babylon, America, look what happened to their leaders. Look what happened to Gaddafi. Look what happened to Saddam Hussein. Okay, and the list goes on and on and on with nations that try to trust this doggone place. Okay, so this is Matthew 10 and sound verse 34. It says, "Think not that I come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. So there can never be peace on earth." Who's the Prince of Peace? Okay, it's one of the accolades that we give Yahweh Shai. Okay, the Almighty Power, the Prince of Peace. He is the one that's going to bring peace. How he's going to bring peace? Through the sword. When the Lord returns, okay, when Yahweh Shai returns, he's coming with a great sword, and that sword is for Esau, okay, and his cohorts. What is a cohort? Okay, and I did a lesson on that the other day, and I put the meaning up. Cohorts are people who all think alike, a group of people that think alike. So cohorts, we would all be brothers in this ministry. We all would be cohorts in the ministry because we teach, okay, the right doctrine. Okay, we all have one mind. Okay, that is to serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, to teach this gospel without guile. Okay, we don't accept donations or accept bribery. We stand firm in our belief that the Mashiach, that he rose from the dead, that he's right now sitting on the right hand of the Father. Okay, at some point in time, in the near future, he's going to return. There are men, women, and children, okay, who are going to be saved out of the destruction that's coming on Great Babylon, America. Okay, it's going to have everlasting life and peace in the heavenly kingdom, and we believe that. So we're cohorts of the ministry, okay, that focuses on, okay, the truth, okay, the bread of life, okay, knowledge that's going to profit you, because we're in that time right now where these people are flipping out. They're not walking with that cute smile and that doggone, you know, haughty attitude and spirit they had maybe just a few years ago. Okay? Because one of the things that they did when they did that lockdown is they turned around the lower interest rate for the houses, so people went out stupid and spent all their doggone money to go buy houses that they didn't need, having these bidding wars and shit like that, and they pumped that up on the news, and, people bought these fixer-upper, spending 3 times what the house was valued, fixer-upper, and they don't know how to fix a damn thing, and they didn't have no damn money. So they put a whole lot of money because they think it's a game. And that's why you find a lot of these Edomites, and the Jakes that follow through, got caught up in it. That's why you find a lot of these Edomites now, their faces in terror right now because they can't pay their mortgage. They also had these jobs, they had a lot of companies that was hiring excess, like diversity people, diversity directors, hiring in excess. Now you have companies that are laying off in excess. And these people now have debt, 30-year mortgage. Okay, yeah. You didn't read the fine print that the interest rate was only 0% or 1% for the first 5 or 10 years. Well, only 4 years or 5 years have gone by since you had the lockdowns. But now what you have is a high rate of unemployment here in Great Babylon, America. And of course, they're not going to tell you the truth. Just like how when you look at, what's taking place over there between, in the Straits of Hormuz, you have the Iranians saying a whole different story from what Trump is saying. Trump is coming and acting as if they're saying, let's negotiate, let's talk, have mercy on us. But in reality, the Iranians or the Persians, they're turning around and making mockery videos, and they're saying, no, we're not going to agree to your negotiation. We don't have to negotiate with you. They've got the backing of Russia, China, all the other tribe nations on this earth that are sick and tired of this whore, going around bullying, and dictating, to the kings of these nations of what to do. And there's no benefit. They're looking at the cries and the tears of the people here in Great Babylon, America, Poverty on a scale that has never been seen before. And this is just the beginning, Salakia. This is just the beginning, of sorrows. As the scripture always like to say, this is just the beginning of sorrows. So imagine when things really start to peak up. So the Mashiach, he did not come to bring peace. He came to bring a sword. And then he's also, when he actually returns, he's bringing that sword, to Esau, because with great violence, this place is going to be thrown down. Hey, you people better get into your head right now. America, what you're looking at right now, if I pan this camera around, you can see these cars they're driving. And this is an everyday thing for them. A lot of them, despite the fact that gas price is pretty high, they're just driving around in a circle because they got nothing else to do. They're going to go visit this person, that person. These people, are mental children, so to speak. They're social butterflies. They can't stay to themselves. They don't know what to do with their time. So they're driving around, wasting gas, really not really doing anything beneficial. And it's just business as usual, But don't let that get to you, So let's go into the main scriptures today. Let's start off with the book of Lamentation 4. Because one thing that you have to understand is that we're at a time of revelation. Things are being revealed. Things are being revealed. The wicked is being revealed. I'm trying to keep the sign symbol that I have right here, but the wind is just not allowing it to happen, man. It's just not allowing it to happen. All right. Salakia for one. Give me 1 second here. This is very frustrating sometimes. This is very fucking frustrating sometimes. Can't get a fucking break. It can be very frustrating because it's like all your equipment is getting thrown all over the doggone place. The weather's never right, But these are the things you have to endure, and suffer. Let's go into Lamentations 4, verse 21. It reads, Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, thou that dwellest in the land of Oz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shall make thyself naked. So you got them revealing a whole lot of things. I mean, America is really a joke right now, internally, amongst the citizens themselves. You can see how boldly people are speaking right now, and that's why you have them talking about the fact that when they bring out 6G, that pretty much they're going to be able to log into all of your cameras. If you have a dash cam, they're going to be able to see in that. If you have a camera in your house, they're going to be able to go into that. So those Alexa system and all that stuff, they're getting you used to all of that, because basically they're going to be able to hack into that and look into that and go, okay, we can see and hear your conversations. And do you doggone, what's that dude's name? Harari or whatever the hell that fucking crack name is. Y'all can play God all you damn want. There's nothing that the prophets speak that we don't look on the camera and speak. And if we speak in our house and talking about Esau, you're right. We're talking about you going into slavery. You're fucking faggots. You're the fake Jews over there and fucking the fake Jewish people over there in Israel. Israel is going to be destroyed, but it's going to be re-inhabited by us, the rightful inhabitants of that place. But Great Bible America is going to be destroyed. Y'all going to go underground and hide. We're going to come and dig you the fuck out of the ground, pursuant to Jeremiah 16 and 16, okay, where the Lord has sent fishes, which we are right now, fishes, and then he's going to send hunters. And we're going to hunt your monkey cracker asses or those doggone caves, okay, or your bunkers, and you're going to start slavery, hardcore slavery, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. So your 6G don't mean fucking shit to the friggin' righteous man. It really doesn't. Okay, we're not going to hold our tongue or just be like all tiptoe and shit like that. At least not the real man of the Lord. Okay? It ain't gonna suddenly change and go, oh, well, they listening to me. So fucking what? Because most likely y'all going to hack into those cameras, probably looking at Jake's dick. Okay? And shit like that. Because we know that's how y'all fucking roll. You see a black man, you want to hack through his camera and look at his dick. Or something like that. Alright? And that's okay. Okay? So the Lord is saying what? Rejoice, be glad, O daughter of Edom, the Edomites, which is not only America, it's going to be you damn Europeans too, and you Russians, and you Edomites scattered all over the place, wherever you go and set up your damn flag or your embassy. All right? You're going to suffer in those places. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. So what you're seeing right now, okay? Deuteronomy 30 and 7 really taking place hardcore. Okay? You got these because the part of these Edomites, the ones that we engage with, who are in the business, who have the authority to hire you, but they don't. Who have the authority to help Jake, but they don't. Okay? They rather see you suffer. They themselves now are suffering, and they don't know how to deal with it. And we always say how they're going to deal with it. They're going to deal with it through violence. Okay, it's going to be everybody's fault that the Edomites, these peasants, don't have a job. They can't pay their mortgage. Okay, because their greatest fear and their only advantage that they had, the elites gave them. Okay, when they gave them one, okay, this color-coded shit, which is what? You're white, they're black, these ones are Latin, these ones are African-American, blah, 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 blah. They thought somehow that they were a little bit different, not understanding that they themselves are peasants that the king doesn't give a crap about. Okay? But in order to quell the uprising of Jakes who might have wanted to use a sword to go and get theirs, you had to set up a poor class, a middle class, upper middle class, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then set up an entertainment industry that's going to keep everybody asleep, which is what you're seeing going on right now. Everybody's still asleep except those that have been awakened up by Yahweh Shemel Shai, the dry bones that have been woken up. Okay, which we know this place is the valley. It is the valley of the shadow of death. Okay, and we were those dry bones that has been given the sinews or the flesh, okay, and the bread of life from the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai to come, okay, to the actualization of exactly who we are. And these people are freaking doggone terrified. See, they're terrified. They're terrified. Okay? They're terrified. You have men like us who are not going about and to your stuff. And we understand we're going to get a test. We understand we're all going to be put in that situation. If you're a part of the elect, you're going to go through the test. Okay? A lot of us have been put through a lot of hardship through life. You know, either we grew up in someplace different, had hardship. So we're probably going through hardship right now. And then we got hardship that we're going to go through again that we've probably seen before. But it's a mental preparation that the Lord has put us through physically, and He's also prepared us mentally through the belief that's written in these scriptures. And this is something that these other people don't have out there. To them, we're a nuisance. We're a joke. Okay? We're a nuisance and we're a joke. And we're telling you right here, this beloved kingdom that you love so much, Jake, okay, the inhabitants of it are going to suffer immensely. In fact, let's go into Jeremiah 51, verse 25. Because all we're going to talk about is the hell that this place is going to catch. Okay? Rightfully so. It says, behold, I am against thee, or destroy a mountain, said the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, which destroys all the earth. And I will stretch out my hand upon thee, and roll thee down from the rocks, and will make thee a burnt mountain. So this place is on high right now, which is why they're so boisterous. I mean, it's just comical to hear Trump go, we have the best military in the world. And I like hearing him talk because this dude is a friggin' double class act bullshitter, man. He is a class act bullshitter. He would be like that uncle that you would like to come over, or you would like to go over the house just to hear some doggone bullshit story. You know, everything's over exaggerated. The dude is just completely and utterly full of shit. Okay? And in another life, man, Trump would be a cool dude, man, because he's such a funny dude. He's so full of fucking shit, man. Okay? And the way he talks. All right? And every time he opens his mouth, he talks about how powerful that military is and all the other stuff with that. And what they're going to do and doing like that. Show it. I was disappointed that he didn't follow through in his threat to Iran. I really was. Because I really wanted to see how this was going to play out. I really do. I was very disappointed. I said, I knew he was going to flake. They was going to flake out, man. The bullshit. Okay? Because there wouldn't be so much doggone talk. All right? But I wanted it because, first of all, I want to see the draft implemented. I want to see these little punks taken off the streets. Okay? There's a couple of them that live around where I live, you know, live a nice life, boy. I want to see that surprise in their face. I want to see these other tribes, kids that are here in Great Babylon, America, that goes to Stanford or have plans to go to UCLA or MIT or whatever. You know, they thumb their nose at you, drive around in expensive $300,000 vehicles, and, you know, wouldn't even consider doing any service for this country. Automatic draft. I can't wait to see these fucking dudes' face when they freaking go and get in draft, man. Oh boy, I can't wait to see it. I am going to be laughing my ass off. Okay? It's going to be funny as hell. Alright? But you see here, the Lord hates this place to the point where He's going to roll this place down from the hilltop. Okay? Basically, that symbolizes the status that they're in right now. Okay, and that status is they are the petrodollar, the number one thing. See, that's all Jake's know how to do is they're going to be a nuisance, man. They'll jam music and, you know, whatever the case is like that, but that's okay. You know, Esau put those kind of those movies together where, you know, if you make a lot of noise, these creatures will come and grab you. Okay, they're attracted to sound, and that's going to get a lot of these doggone niggas and spicks, man. Okay, all right, they can't start making noise. Dudes them can't do a damn thing without playing loud music, man. Simple and stupid as fuck, man. This is Jeremiah. Let's go to Jeremiah 19. Jeremiah 49. Okay, the book of Jeremiah 49. And let's start off with verse 20. It's the book of Jeremiah 49. I have a couple of interesting lessons I'm going to do this week. Putting together the AI clips, of course. Y'all know how I do my shows. I do with AI. I think it has a little bit better, more effect, okay, on sending the message. But y'all wait for it. This Jeremiah 49, verse 20 reads, therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, that he had taken against Edom, and his purposes that he had purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock should draw them out. Surely he should make their habitations desolate with them. So, think about it. Israel or Netanyahu is basically telling Trump, like, look here, I didn't tell you to go broker a deal with Iran. They're a threat to us. They're a threat to us. Okay? This is usually the way a sociopath or a psychopath, really, how do you want to say, schizophrenic, paranoid person would be. And the so-called white man is incredibly paranoid. They're very paranoid. So you have a nation, okay, that was created in 1948. Phony ass doggone Amalekites sitting over there in our homeland that is going to create a ruckus out there in the so-called Middle East, knowing that they have the control of the United States military. Now, here it is. When you look at that draft, that draft is saying basically whether you legal or illegal in this country, or whether you are documented or undocumented or a citizen or not, they will draft you. Yet still, they were looking to get rid of a lot of Jakes, so-called Latinos and Hispanics. Now, the good thing about it is that it's not only going to be Latinos and Hispanics and so-called blacks getting drafted. It's going to be a lot of the whites, so-called whites, a lot of the so-called Africans, a lot of the so-called Asians, okay, or, and you can break that down into Vietnamese, Filipinos, Japanese, Korean, Chinese, and they're going to get drafted into these boot camps all over America. Fort Jackson, you got Fort Benning, and I'm just speaking for the Army. Those are the ones that I know. And then you have, the Navy ones, the Marines one, Camp Pendleton. I forgot what the other one out there, North Carolina is, or South Carolina. Cherry Point or something like that. But anyways, you get them a drift right here. And this is going to be something else, because one of the things you'll discover when you go to a boot camp is that you're mixed in with people from different races that you normally would not, you wouldn't hang with or socialize with. And like I've told you, I did a video where I said the most racist institution in America is the United States military. And so you can have these youngsters, they can be young adults, be as young as age 17, 18, and they can be as old as 40, something. Never served before, will have to go through boot camp. When you eat that shitty food, you eat shitty food, you're screamed and yelled at, you're told when to get up, when to move, blah, blah, blah. It's a humiliating process. And really what you're doing is you're going through, it's almost like chicken being raised to be slaughtered and fed to the masses. Okay? That egg, when the chicken push out that egg, that egg future is going to be in a frying pan, okay, or in a potato salad, or if it's going to become a chick, it's going to become a roast at some point. Okay? That's going to be the future of these kids. So let's say this thing takes place 4 or 5 years from now. The boy or the girl or young teenager now getting ready, who probably just started high school, they're going to get out of high school just in time to get drafted right into the military to go die. There's a reason why they're building all of these internment camps. These internment camps is to not only put dissidents in, because part of that dissidence is going to be people who are not going to want to serve. You can imagine they're going to be dragging people out of the house. at gunpoint. People who don't show up, who attempt to run, they're gonna have a APD on their ass, all point bulletin, APB on their ass. If you try to escape and leave the country, basically you can't come back in. So you better, so anyone think about dodging the military, now probably is your time to get the hell out of this country. Okay? So they're gonna have those. People can be screaming, having a heart attack. The casualty rate is going to be extremely high. They're not going to be able to hide it. You're going to have service members who's going to get on social media and talk about the things that they're going to see. Okay, and if you understand the logistics of the military, then you could really kind of bring out a visual of what happens when they go up against a force like Russia, China, Iran, and these other high-level forces. Not where you can use other nations to land your planes and refuel and resupply yourselves and all that stuff. So the war in Afghanistan and Iraq was bullshit, was a joke in comparison to what's going to take place right now. And they're not going to have the aid of the NATO nations or the Europeans. So that's going to make a whole lot of things difficult. You're not going to be getting fat on MREs or 7-course meals and stuff like that. Okay? So that's going to be a terrible times when you're being forced to make a choice. Either you go and serve, or you get put in these internment camp where they're going to torture you, not feed you. Okay? And your only option is going to be, if you want to get out of this, okay, because technically military dodging is actually punishable by jail term, 5 years. But they're not going to put you in a typical jail where you get 3 meals a day and play basketball and blah, 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 blah. They're going to put you in these makeshift friggin' doggone camps where they have incinerators, because so many people are going to be dying in these things from, disease, illnesses, and et cetera, et cetera. And that's a whole new lesson you can go into, and talk about that. But this is all because the Lord Yahweh Shemashah has put the spirit on those fake, phony people out there in Israel to continuously irritate their neighbors to the point to where America will have no choice because of what they swear that they're going to do or what they think that they should do or have to do, but to go and get themselves in war. And it's going to be a slaughter fest. In fact, let's go into Jeremiah 50, starting verse 29. Okay, and I know there's a lot of Jeremiah, but hey, like the elders would say, and brothers would say, everything is repetitive. Okay? How do you get good at something? You keep doing it again and again and again and again. Alright? And there are new sheep that are hearing this for the first time. There's gonna be a lot that's gonna be here that's gonna desire to hear it when the time really comes. When their only option is going to be what? Your only option is going to be to turn to Yahweh Shai. That's going to be your only option real soon. At some point in time, you scoffers or someone watching who just dismisses as just whatever, is going to look and go, what else do I have? The so-called white man is not going to help you. Your skill set is not going to help you. Okay? Nothing is going to help you. Nobody will help you. Okay? Everybody's going to be cutthroat and against each other. You're going to have no choice but to call on Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, to save you for the issues, feed you, protect you, save you from disease, all those things. You people are not. You people don't get it. You're going to see how the Lord is going to humble you. Every single one of us got humbled. Okay. Now, brothers don't go into their background and that, because basically, if some of us was to actually sit down and tell you our background in the world, y'all will feel this fucking small. Y'all will feel this small. Okay? But brothers are humble. Brothers don't come out and express their backgrounds and stuff like that. A lot of you people feel this small because you'll be like, what? Yeah. Okay? This is never about us. This is about Yahweh Shai, the Mashiach. This is about glorifying Him. He's the one that did the sacrifice. He's the one that did all the real hard work. We ain't doing shit. This is just an assignment He gave us to, like, okay, to see, basically an assignment He gave us. He don't need us. He The Lord could save 1/3 of us without us doing any doggone thing. Just let us stay in Babylon and all that stuff and go, okay, you already been picked and selected anyway, so just continue to carry on. Eat pork, go be an adulterer, worship idol. I got you. No. That's why we're being cleansed. We gotta earn it. You know, even though we can't really, to be honest with you. Alright, so let's get to this. Jeremiah 50, verse 29, it reads, call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow, all these other nations that have the weapons and the ability, camp around it about, let none thereof escape. Recompense according to her work, according to all that she had done, do unto her, for she had been proud against the Lord Yahweh Shemashah, against the Holy One of Israel. So basically how America goes and like to surround nations and bomb them from the ocean and all that stuff, that's going to happen here. You got nations that are going to be able to come on the Pacific, and also on the Atlantic, okay, which is going to be like Russia and Iran. China's probably going to come from the Pacific, and other nations that's going to come up against this place. So this place is going to get surrounded. Okay, so like here, if this thing actually, I gotta stand and hold this thing at the same time. Gotta get gusts of wind. Okay, the weather forecast is always incorrect. They told me it was going to be about 10 miles per hour, and this will get gusts that's probably around 25. So I gotta stand a little closer, grab this so things don't break, and actually you can hear me. It says, therefore shall a young man fall in the streets, and all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, said the Lord Yahweh Shemashah. Behold, I am against thee, O most proud, said the Lord, power of hosts, for thy day is come, the time when I will visit thee. So the Lord is against this place. Okay, it's not going to be business as usual. The United States military is not going to win. They're not going to win. Many of their planes were shot down. High-tech plane too was shot down by Iran. Okay. So imagine when they get up against China and Russia. Huh? Come on. Somebody at some point in time is going to use a nuke, tactical nuke. Then it's going to be then they're going to be pulling on the big boys. That's why it talks about the earth walking to and fro. Okay? Because it's going to be the big boys. Okay, for those of you who think, oh, I'm going to go to college or school. You can go to college and go to school all you want. But there's going to be a lockdown that's going to come in this place here, which we go in the second address and talk about that, where, people are going to be desiring to go into the cities and go places, and no, there's going to be a lockdown. The death tolls out here and the crime out here is going to be so hardcore. The division over here, some people are going to want to comply. Others are going to be like, hell to the fuck no. I'm not putting that shit in my hand. I'm not complying. Okay? What the hell is that going to do? Okay, so everybody's not going to be thinking in accord. Okay, let's go into Genesis 49 and 9. Okay? Let's go in the book of Genesis 49 and 9. And it reads, Judah is a lion's whelp from the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down, he crouched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? Hey, Judah's son to get roused up right now. Let me give a message to you crackers out there. If you think you're just it could be business as usual, that you're just because you got guns stocked up or bullets, and you're just just shoot Judah, and there's not going to be retaliation, got news for you. Okay? Jake is armed also, and Jake is going to retaliate. Jake isn't only going to be just a so-called black man. It's going to be the Latino man. See, once the so-called black man starts the fight back, the rest of the tribes are going to jump in. You see, you crackers need to understand this. Jake right now only give you a little respect because most of you own the little businesses, or you might be the manager, or you might be in a position of authority where you can help Jake out, with a job or something. But once all the job is gone, once you don't have those positions, and you just like Jake, broke, poor, miserable, except you can't even hold your emotion together because you've never experienced this kind of level of being down and out and being at the bottom. So you're going to show just how really fragile y'all really are. You think Jake is going to show y'all some respect? You think Jake is going to restrain? Jake is restraining right now because there's still a society. Okay? Jake is already pissed. Jake is that lion that's already fucking pissed right the fuck right now. And that's why you're not seeing, that's why you're seeing, you know, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, and Hispanics are not taking your shit. You spit on a brother, he's gonna freaking knock your teeth the fuck out. And that's just the way it is. And when I say brother, I'm not talking about us. Not that if you come up here and spit on me, I wouldn't knock your teeth out the fuck out either. Okay? But I'm just saying, we're not gonna take your damn shit. So when we talk about this, about Jake getting slaughtered, that's coming from your fucking government who have the ability to do that with a cyborg. It's automatic AI drone that's equipped with poison darts and ammunition and shit like that. You doggone low level fucking doggone 2-bit broke ass fucking buck teeth crackers. Okay? Think you can walk up still proud, your broke ass and your fucking doggone worthless ass, and then you just gonna be laying hands on Jake's and not get it back? Y'all better think again. In fact, the next set of scripts is going to be focusing and let you know exactly how that's going to play out. In fact, let's go to Job 20 and start on verse 19. And it reads, because he had oppressed and had forsaken the poor, because he had violently taken away a house in which he built not, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save that which he desired. Okay? Now, this is really going into, you know, the fact that right now this man has set up things in a way that he's causing poverty. Okay? What they're looking to do is to create the chaos or the order. Now, they've been trying to get this race war going for a while. Okay? But it's going to be bigger than a race war. It's not going to be just black and white people going against each other, or Latinos and all that stuff like that. It's just going to be just people who are not covered by the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, who's going to be going at each other's throat. So crackers are going to be going against crackers. You can have niggas against niggas, spick against spicks. Okay, tontos against tontos. Okay, you can have chinks against chinks. Right here in Great Babylon, America, that's going to take place. Because where do you think most of these conflicts is going to start? It's going to start in your neighborhood, okay? The Chinese in Chinatown are not going to go to the hood to go start trouble. They can start that trouble inside their own. They can you can have predator prey in Chinatown who are Chinese who are going to be fucking each other up. Then things are going to start to spread. You can have Jake going in there. These crackers are going to be going inside there. You know, you can even have the Chinese. They can be going around too and be like, okay, let's go to these niggas in the neighborhood and go take their shit, man. All right. So you can have a battle royal that's going to go on. It says, there shall none of his meat be left. There shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Okay, which is going to be your workers. People will be like, what the hell? Just 5 years ago, 10 years ago, they had a job. Now they don't have it. They don't have the little house. There's no retirement. They didn't burn through their doggone benefits. They didn't burn through their 401k, which is what you're seeing happening right now. These people already burned through their 401k. Okay? Unemployment at the most, I believe, in California pays about $1,800 a month. Okay? $1,800 a month. I think the average apartment in California is like $3,800 a month. Seriously. Oh yeah. So you're already in the negative. So basically right now you have a lot of people right now. You have baby boomers. Okay, and what are baby boomers? And I'm Lord when I can do a video on that to show you just how this is going to play out. Baby boomers who retired, those are the ones who were born before 1970. Okay. They should be retired right now. They find out a lot of them have to now go take a job. And of course, a lot of them are sick. You know, there's ageism here. But they should, when they retired or when they thought that they were going to retire, they were calculating the amount of money they would need for retirement or their Social Security would cover them based on the price of fuel, food, and everything back in the day. So in their mind, they thought gas was going to be 89 cents for the rest of their life. Not understanding, okay, that things can change. So bottom line is if you had as a baby boomer, budget yourself for $2,000 a month, to cover your expenses and stuff for your living. Okay, that was based on 99 cents gas and all the other stuff like that. So looking at gas prices now averaging about $5, that means you would need $10,000 a month in order to survive. Yeah, that means that now the money that should have lasted them for maybe for 20 years is now only going to last 5 years. Meaning what? They're going to run out of their shit. They're going to run out of all their money, savings. Okay, and Social Security can barely carry any doggone thing. Okay, and even if you work while you're on Social Security, you only can make X amount of money. They'll turn around and tax you, or they'll turn around and cut your Social Security check. So it's a process that these people who set up the snares and they set up the way to trap the poor and to hurt the poor, it's very detailed. They continuously improve their methods to ensure nobody is going to be able to escape what they're looking to bring, which is that new world order. You're going to have to bow or die. It's just that simple. And Revelation 13 goes into that basically causes many who don't comply to die. Okay? But we got the promise from the Mashiach that he's going to bring us through it. Okay, let's go into Psalms 94 and 16 and 7. Okay, the book of Psalms 94, Psalm 16, and it reads, "Who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?" Well, that's what you have the man of the Lord doing right now. We stand up and we tell you, two men together is bad. Two women together is bad. A woman needs a man. A woman shouldn't be speaking on a turn or trying to usurp authority over a man. You know what they call us? Oh, y'all are chauvinistic. Okay, that's what you want to say. But at the end of the day, in my house, I'm the fucking king of that motherfucker, okay? And that's just the way it is. There's order, all right? If you want to be a pussy-ass fucking nigga or spick or whatever case and let a woman run over you, that's your damn business. But in my house, I run the fucking shit. Okay? I run it. All right? No, I do not. I do not. And when June comes and they have that whole month dedicated to these sodomites, pretty much a lot of the lessons is going to be against that. No, I don't believe two men should be together. It's disgusting. Okay? It's vile and disgusting. We pray to the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, that when they do it over there in Tel Aviv or fucking Jerusalem in Israel, I hope the Lord put the spirit in Iran to send a missile right over there to that damn faggot parade over there. Okay? Defiling our land, man. Alright? Continuing on, it says, "Unless the Lord had been my help, my soul had almost dwelt in silence." Okay? Now, why would it have dwelt in silence? If the Spirit of the Lord is not in you, you're not going to... First of all, you're not going to understand who you are. You don't want to believe it. You don't want to be a Hebrew Israelite. You want to be an American. Okay? You will not speak up against the people that hang you from trees, oppress you, rape your kids. Okay? Don't give two shits about you. You would still be under that hope that some way, somehow, the white man is going to show mercy to us one day. Some way, somehow. And that's why Jake loves when they see so-called blacks and whites holding hands and all this other shit and kumbaya and all that stuff. And to me, it's disgusting. It's weak. I don't want to hold you crackers' fucking hands. I don't want you to touch me. I don't want you to come near me. Okay? What I wanted to do is see you in chains, in slavery, in servitude, hardcore servitude. I want to see your society fall. I want you to suffer. I want you to lose your house. I want you to lose everything. I want your kids to suffer, your babies to suffer, grandma to suffer. Okay, I want to see y'all suffer. There'll be no peace. We don't agree. Okay? But y'all are going to have those coons, okay, that wants to tuck their dick between their leg like a bitch, okay, and bow to your whim. But that's not who we are. And I speak for myself personally. I don't give a fuck about you doggone crackers. I really don't. And I don't give a fuck about you niggas that give a fuck about the crackers. Okay? I don't. Okay? And I know some would say, well, some Jakes look like Edomites. Well, okay, that's good. Okay? Whoop-de fucking do. You don't need you want a medal? Okay, if you're an Edomite and you know you're a Jake, get your ass out in the highway and byway and do the work. Okay, use your advantage that you have of being able to blend in with these Edomites and step up and do something. Do something for the ministry. Okay. Now we know we have brothers in there that look like them that are actually in there doing that. For those brothers. Okay. But you're not special because you're a Jake, but you look like a doggone Edomite. That don't make you any more special than me or any other brother in this ministry. Okay? Get your monkey ass out on the fucking highway and the byway and do the work. Make the fucking lesson during the week or the weekend, whatever. Okay? Put your ass on the fucking line just like how we do. Okay? That right there will make you really special. Alright? And that only goes out to those who like to say, oh, well, you know, some of them like that. This ain't about that. Alright? Let's go to Amos 1, Psalm verse 11. Book of Amos 1, Psalm verse 11, it reads, Thus said the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, for 3 transgression of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother. Who's his brother? Jacob, 12 tribe of Israel. Who's Edom? The Crackers. Esau, the so-called white man. With the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his rod forever. So they have never stopped. Why? Because you're not hearing it in the news of them throwing Jakes in these internment camps. They're still doing it. Jake is still being shot down in the street. Okay? Jake is still being hung. Actually, there was a news article, I think out there in Fulton, California, where a Jake who was supposed to be signed up to go into the military was under suspicion. Okay, found dead in the woods. I suspect he was killed by a cracker. Okay, a boy Edomite. It says, but I will send a fire upon Theman, which shall devour the palaces of Bozrah. Okay, so the Lord is not going to forgive you, Edomites, for what you have done. Okay, it's not going to forgive you. You know, and the next one goes about the fact that, you know, transgressions of Ammon, you know, and the Lord said how he's gonna handle the business for them. We know the Ammon or the Ammonites are the Japanese, and the Lord handled that. Okay, they had 2 nuclear bombs drop on their ass. Women and kids disappear just like that. All right, see how the Lord does things. So anytime you see death, great death on these other tribes, that's the Lord judging their wicked ass over the shit that they've done to us. Nobody's innocent. Okay. Nobody is innocent. Let's go to Psalms 10, start of verse 2. This book of Psalms 10, start of verse 2, it reads, The wicked in his pride dog pursue the poor, let them be taken in their devices that they have imagined. Obviously, for the last couple minutes or the last 30 minutes, I've been talking about Esau. He's wicked. Who's he pursuing? The poor. Who's the poor? Us. So-called blacks, Americans, Latinos, Hispanics. Okay? He's used devices to trap us. And we all were trapped in it at one point in time, but the difference is between the hopeful elect, and we are hopeful. We're not the elect. None of us, okay, as our apostles have said and the elder brothers have said, none of us can say, oh, I'm guaranteed to be saved. I ain't guaranteed shit. All right? We're the hopeful elect. All right? But we can see what he's doing. So, since our desire is not to please this man or to continue on in his society the way he wants it, yeah, we're going to still follow the laws. Yes, we are going to still, you know, we still have to pay bills and still have to eat and whatever the case is like that. And we're going to do all those things until it gets to that point to where he's going to say, well, now I need you to put the chip in your hand. And that's when he's going to get the finger and go, yeah, fuck you, man. Fuck you, dog. We ain't taking no shit. What the fuck is that gonna doggone do? Huh? Fuck you. Okay? It says, for the wicked boasted of his house is Zion, blessed the covetous for whom the Lord Yahweh Shemashai abhorred. The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after power. Power is not in his thought. Power is not in all his thoughts. We think about Yahweh Shemashai constantly. Everything we do. I sit here and you can see these guys driving by me. They drive wild and crazy. My back is slightly turned to them. Okay? Any of these guys can come and knock me down and hit me, jack my ass up. Do I think about it? I don't. I can tell you I don't really think about it. The reason why I don't think about it is because in my heart I believe Yahweh Shah is protecting me. He has an angel that's protecting me when I come out here. Anybody can do a drive-by on me. Anybody can roll the cars into me. Or whatever the case is like that. I'm not concerned about it. I really don't even think about it. I really don't. Alright? So we think about Yahweh Shah. We think about the fact that we all owe him our lives. We owe Yahweh Shah our lives. Okay? So we said go to the highway and byway and do the work. No matter what, just go do it. We owe him our life. He woke us up. We got woken up by him. So we're here to glorify his name. If people don't want to stop by, that's their business. We're not concerned. We don't pay them no mind. You get eyes all on you like that, like, whoa, what's up like that? Well, you know what? Sooner or later, you doggone, you spicks around here, you're going to find out exactly why. Okay, you have the man out here in the east part of El Paso on the busiest road out here. And then you have the guys out there in the west part of El Paso. Okay, I think downtown, they go there and do downtown. They're taking that side, preaching the exact same thing. But it don't matter to you until it's going to matter. When it matters to you, we don't care at that point. Because why? We hope the elect has been sealed. We're part of that number. And you people are going to get your damn judgment just like these doggone Edomites. And we're going to laugh at you. We go into Proverbs all the time and talk about it. Okay? It says his ways are always grievous and judgments are far above out of his sight. As for his enemies, he puffeth at them. Where's the enemies? He puffeth at us all the time. Okay? Puff at the enemies of hurt. Okay? What does he say? It says, he has said in his heart, I shall not be moved. I shall never be in adversity. Yes, you will. You are going to be in adversity. I cannot wait until I hear the numbers, whole entire fleet sunk out in the Pacific. The 7th Fleet, all of it sunk. 20,000 U.S. service members dead. Okay? Then they come and they say, you know what, we need to replenish with about 40,000. And all you can hear is screams and cries of, no, I don't want to go, I don't want to go. That is going to make me smile. I'm going to be happy with that. I don't think people actually understand. I'm willing to suffer to watch you people suffer more. Why don't you sit on that for a minute? Sit on that for a minute. I am willing to suffer. Thirst, hunger, pain, and suffering. So I can see you people suffer more, because I know you will suffer more than the elect. The Lord is going to put us through adversity and stuff, but He's going to give it to us only to the amount that we can take. You people, He's going to take you all to the red zone. To us, He's going to give it to us, and we still be in a green zone or whatever the case is. Some brothers might be able to tolerate only to the yellow zone. Some brothers can tolerate to the green zone. Some brothers might be able to tolerate to the red zone. But at the end of the day, the Lord is not going to kill you like that. Okay? Although some of us are going to be sacrificed, and we understand that. And that's those brothers that are actually that are chosen for that. Man, imagine in the kingdom, you're going to be renowned, man. You got your head chopped off, standing your ground against this man. Okay, for Yahweh Shai. You know how that's going to be? You got your head chopped off. Or you face the firing squad. Okay? Man, that put you, I wish I did it. This is 1 Corinthians 10:15, verse 22. I wish I did it at 33. Okay? You did it at 33. Yes. And we know some of us might have to go through it, but we pray to Yahweh Shai, He put a spirit in us to where we don't give a fuck. We just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, This is 1 Corinthians 15:7. He says, "For as in Adam all die, even so in the Mashiach shall be made alive. But every man in his own order. Yahushai, the first fruits, afterward they that are Yahushai's are his coming." Okay, so you see how that order comes? It's all about Yahushai. This is all about him. Okay? And then he gives to us. It says, "Then come at the end, when he shall have delivered out the kingdom to power, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power." So every nation on this earth, there's not going to be, oh no, it's China time to rule, or come on, you really believe that the Lord is going to have some Down syndrome, retarded ass looking motherfuckers, okay, that look like Down syndrome looking retarded ass motherfuckers, they're going to suddenly now take over from the white man? It's just laughable when I hear these shinks talk that shit, because they actually really believe that shit that they got next. Oh, the Chinese are going to be the next world, the superpower. Okay? Now Chinese chicks are cute, but Chinese dudes are fucking, y'all look stupid, man. Okay? Unless you're a Jake. If you're a Mobile Jake, you're cool. But your chicks are pretty. I like Chinese women, man. I do. I really like Chinese girls, man. I love Chinese women. They're really nice. I like them. Okay? They're real. I like them. They're nice chicks. They got their shit together. I'll tell you that. He says, "For he must reign, tell you I put all enemies under his feet. The last enemy that should be destroyed is who? Death." Who's that? He saw the mighty so-called white man, the valley in the shadow of death, which this place is known as that. Okay, as the elder brother out there in Alabama, brought out yesterday in camp. So this place is going to be destroyed. He saw the Edomite, the so-called white man, is going to go into captivity, and then actually rounded up. Okay, pursuing Obadiah 1:18, where there'll be no more of you. Okay, that's another lesson. In fact. Speaking of it, we're going to close out with actually Obadiah 1:18, because I just talked about the fact that the last enemy is death. Okay, just so it goes to show, okay, when you look at the book of Obadiah, it is actually just one chapter, but it's in the Bible. It is one chapter, 18 verses. Okay, one chapter, 21 verses. So it's like 21 verses. But it's in the scripture. So, that being said, none of you brothers should think of yourself as small or insignificant because you don't know as much as maybe an elder brother or the apostles and stuff. We're not meant to be. That's why they're the teachers. Okay? That's why we give them the double honors. Because they went out there and did it before computers, before you could scroll around on an iPad or something like that. You know? The Lord gave us this stuff. Why? Guys like myself who don't have very good retention or file memory and stuff like that, you need this, but you know keywords, you remember the scripture. Could I tell you, the exact thing? Not for 90% of the scriptures that I know. 99% of the scriptures, no. So you have to put the keywords in and go, okay, I know that scripture, break it down, okay, it's this and that. Okay, there are those that stick around in your head that you repeat over and over and over, all right? But this is Obadiah 1:18, it reads, "And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau a stubble, and they shall kindle them and devour them, and there shall be and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord Yahweh Shemashah has spoken it." Okay, so you can look at that and see that the Lord is going to is going to destroy the entire lineage of these Edomites. Okay, the entire lineage. Okay. Why don't you crack and sit on that for a second and understand what your future is all about? Why y'all moaning and groaning on TikTok and YouTube? Well, I don't want this and that. Y'all should go there and go have a jolly good fucking time, okay? Because this is it. This is it. This is your heaven. After this is your hell. And you're looking at the man of the Lord who are going to be right there to make sure that hell, woo, is real hell. If you know what I mean. God willing, that is edified. Close up, giving all glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ba'kakadash. Shalom.